3 seconds. That's how long Sikandar Ali had to realize he was looking death in the face. Birmingham, England. September 7, 2019. Ali stands beside his car, keys in hand, unaware he's being hunted. The Mercedes appears out of nowhere. The figure emerges, face concealed, movements calculated, eyes locked on target. Then, without warning, she raises a gun to his head. But in a moment that would change everything, the gun jams. This is the shocking true story of Aimee Betro, a woman who stepped off a plane from Wisconsin and into a deadly international conspiracy. They would come to call her the Hitwoman in hijab. This is the complete story of how a graphic designer from Wisconsin became an international assassin, and how the digital age brought her to justice. To understand why a woman tried to execute Sikandar Ali in broad daylight, we need to go back 14 months earlier. July 21, 2018. A sunny Saturday afternoon. Families shopping. Businesses thriving. Mohammed Nazir, 30, and his father Mohammed Aslam, 56, enter a boutique clothing store owned by the Mohammed family. Both men are established businessmen in the community. Respected. No criminal records. What exactly happened next remains disputed. Business disagreement. Miscommunication. Pride. But within minutes, the situation exploded. Witnesses describe seeing the conversation turn heated. Hand gestures becoming aggressive. Then it turned physical. Shop windows smashed from the inside. Merchandise scattered across the floor. Both Nazir and Aslam are injured in the altercation. Other business owners rush to help. Police are called. When officers arrive, they find thousands of pounds in damage. Two injured men claiming they were attacked. A family business destroyed. No clear consensus on who started what. Incident reports filed. Insurance claims submitted. Statements taken. For most people, this would be the end. Civil courts. Insurance battles. Moving on. But Mohammed Nazir and Mohammed Aslam were not most people. Over the next 14 months, as their physical wounds healed, something else festered. Humiliation. Anger. A need for revenge that would cross continents. Because instead of seeking legal remedy, they began seeking something else entirely. They began looking for a killer. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button now. What happened next defies belief. Most people would have filed lawsuits. These men filed murder plans. The question investigators struggled with: how do respectable businessmen with no criminal connections find an international assassin? Phone records would later reveal the answer. Starting in November 2018, just 4 months after the boutique incident, Mohammed Nazir began making international calls. Dozens of them. To a number in Wisconsin, USA. Digital forensics experts believe the initial contact happened online. Possibly through social media algorithms, professional freelancing platforms, dark web marketplaces, criminal forums. Financial investigators found several unusual transactions. Cryptocurrency purchases by both men. International wire transfers to untraceable accounts. Large cash withdrawals throughout 2019. Detective Inspector Matt Marston described their methodology. This was not an impulsive crime. Every detail was planned. Hotel bookings, travel timing, weapon procurement, escape routes. They spent months orchestrating this revenge. The planning was meticulous. Phase 1. Initial contact and recruitment, November 2018. Phase 2. Payment and logistics coordination, Spring 2019. Phase 3. Final arrangements and execution, Summer 2019. By the time Aimee Betro boarded her flight to London in August 2019, every detail had been arranged. Hotels booked. Meeting locations set. Weapon procurement organized. The only variable they couldn't control was human error. Or, in this case, mechanical failure. While Nazir and Aslam plotted in England, 4,000 miles away in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, lived the woman they would recruit for murder. Aimee Betro, 44 years old. The most unlikely international assassin imaginable. Her background reads like suburban American normalcy. A graduated 2005 from Mid-State Technical College. A degree in early childhood education. Clean criminal record. A normal credit history. Early career, administrative work for Milwaukee Brewers baseball team. Later career, freelance graphic designer working from home. Colleagues describe her as quiet and professional. Kept to herself but was friendly. Never showed any signs of anger or violence. Just seemed like a normal person. Her social media reinforced this image. Posts about a graphic design projects. A local Milwaukee events. A support for social causes. A normal life documentation. In 2003, she wrote to her local newspaper advocating for women's healthcare access. By every measure, Aimee Betro was an ordinary, socially conscious American citizen. This ordinariness is what disturbs criminal psychologists most. Investigators found nothing in her background suggesting financial desperation, a violent tendencies, criminal associations, a ideological extremism. So how did Mohammed Nazir find her? And why did she say yes? Cyber investigators found no evidence of Betro on criminal forums or assassination marketplaces. She wasn't advertising murder services. She wasn't a professional killer. Once contact was established, the recruitment process began. How do you convince a graphic designer to commit murder? The methods remain unknown, but the result was clear. By summer 2019, Aimee Betro had agreed to kill for 2 men she'd never met. August 12, 2019. Chicago O'Hare International Airport. Aimee Betro wheels her luggage through the terminal. Boarding pass, Chicago to London. To border officials, she's another American tourist excited to visit the UK. But this trip has a singular, deadly purpose. For 26 days, Betro creates what prosecutors call the perfect alibi. Her Instagram documents a seemingly normal vacation. August 15th, Westminster Bridge selfie. August 18th, Manchester music venue. August 21st, Brighton seafront. August 25th, visiting my partner in crime in Manchester. But investigators discovered she wasn't just sightseeing. She was staying at hotels in strategic locations. A Birmingham, near the target. A Brighton, alibi establishment. A Derby, near Nazir's home. A Manchester, meeting location. Each booking made with the same credit card. Creating a paper trail she thought was innocent. Meanwhile, the final pieces were falling into place. A firearm illegally imported from the United States. Ammunition smuggled in separate shipments. Meeting locations scouted and confirmed. September 5th, final coordination between Betro and Nazir. September 6th, Betro's chilling Instagram post, devil horns filter with caption, "Sometimes the devil wears a halo." That evening, 4:17 p.m. Mohammed Nazir enters the Radisson Blu Hotel in Birmingham. Security cameras capture him going to room 247. Betro is already there. They order Deliveroo. 2 hours of final preparation. Discussing target location, timing, escape routes. By morning, everything would be in motion. The 14-month revenge plot would reach its climax. A graphic designer from Wisconsin would attempt to execute a shopkeeper in Birmingham. September 7, 2019. The day everything was supposed to end. Instead, it would be the day everything began to unravel. September 7, 2019. 10:30 a.m. Sikandar Ali's phone buzzes. Unknown number. Text message about the Volkswagen Golf his family has listed for sale. "Hi, I'm interested in your car. Can we meet this afternoon?" Ali responds normally. Another potential buyer. Meeting arranged for 4:42 p.m. Ali has no reason for suspicion. Just another car sale in a busy week. 4:42 p.m. A Cox Green area of Birmingham. Ali arrives in his Audi. Parks. Notices the Mercedes already there. A woman steps out, wearing a hijab, walking toward him purposefully. Ali glances up from checking his phone, still thinking about the car sale. Then he sees it. A gun. Black barrel. Pointed directly at his head from 3 feet away. Prosecutor Kevin Hegarty would later tell Birmingham Crown Court. She walked quite calmly towards Sikandar Ali and was pointing a gun at him at head height. As she got closer to Sikandar Ali, he saw her and he saw the gun, and she pulled the trigger to fire the gun at him. But the weapon jammed. The killer pulls the trigger again. Nothing. Ali throws himself into his car, reverses frantically, speeds away. Behind him, the woman calmly returns to her Mercedes and drives off. No panic. No haste. Just clinical detachment. Ali immediately calls his family. Police contacted within minutes. But Aimee Betro wasn't finished. September 8th, dawn. Instead of fleeing the country after a failed assassination, she escalated. She approaches the Mohammed family home. Fires 3 shots at the building. By miraculous fortune, no one inside is injured. Then begins psychological warfare via text message. Stop playing hide and seek. Where are you hiding? You want to rip me off, you want to be a drug kingpin, go look at your house. I will show you. Watch your back. I will be shedding blood soon. The Mohammed family, now terrified beyond measure, contact police immediately. September 9, 2019. Just 48 hours after the failed murder attempt. Aimee Betro boards flight BA 294 from London to Chicago. To border agents, she's just another American tourist heading home. In reality, she's fleeing an international crime scene. As her flight crosses the Atlantic, British police are connecting the pieces. But by the time they fully understand what happened, the trigger woman has vanished into America. September 10, 2019. West Midlands police launch a major investigation. 2 shootings. International suspect. Complex conspiracy. The abandoned Mercedes provides crucial clues. Fingerprints on door handles. A DNA on steering wheel. A CCTV footage from nearby businesses. But the breakthrough comes from digital evidence. International call logs revealing dozens of conversations between UK numbers and a Wisconsin number. Credit card records showing Betro's movements across England. Instagram posts that inadvertently documented the conspiracy. October 2019. British authorities coordinate with FBI. Joint investigation across 2 continents. October 15th, Mohammed Nazir returns to UK from his trip to America. Police are waiting at Birmingham Airport. Nazir arrested. His father Aslam arrested the same day. Both charged with conspiracy to murder. During questioning, Nazir makes a crucial mistake. Lists Aimee Betro as his emergency contact on travel documents. Prosecutors build an overwhelming case. Phone records showing coordination. Of financial transactions. Hotel meetings with Betro. Travel timing correlations. But building the case takes years. International evidence. Complex logistics. Multiple jurisdictions. June 2024. Birmingham Crown Court. After 3 weeks of testimony, the verdict. Mohammed Nazir, guilty of conspiracy to murder. Mohammed Aslam, guilty of conspiracy to murder. Combined sentences, 42 years imprisonment. Justice for the masterminds. But the trigger woman remained free. Somewhere in America, Aimee Betro believed she had gotten away with attempted murder. She was wrong. 2024, with the conspiracy masterminds imprisoned, investigative journalists at Mail Online decide to finish what law enforcement couldn't. Their mission was to find Aimee Betro. The team, led by reporter David Barrett, employs techniques typically reserved for intelligence agencies. They don't just analyze what Betro posted, they analyze every pixel. A metadata extraction from images. A architectural feature identification. A shadow angle calculations. A geolocation reverse engineering. Each social media post becomes evidence. Each photo a geographic puzzle. The breakthrough, a March 2020 selfie from Betro's living room window. Background features. A distinctive mountain silhouette. A post-Soviet architectural style. Specific sunrise-sunset angles. Cross-referencing with topographical maps. A satellite imagery. A climate data. A urban planning records. The analysis takes weeks, but the result is definitive. Yerevan, Armenia. Mail Online reporter travels to Armenia with the enhanced photo analysis. On the ground, the team narrows the search to specific neighborhoods. Through contacts with building management companies and security firms, they access residential surveillance networks. Then they find her. Clear footage of Aimee Betro, aged 5 years but unmistakable. Going about daily life. Living under her real name. Completely unaware that her digital footprint had led investigators to her door. Address confirmed, apartment complex on outskirts of Yerevan. Rent, £600 per month. Lifestyle, quiet, routine, unremarkable. December 15, 2024. Mail Online contacts West Midlands Police. We found Aimee Betro. Within hours, arrest warrants activated. Extradition procedures initiated. 5 years of hiding about to end. This investigation proves the power of journalism. January 2025. Armenian National Police coordinate with Interpol and British authorities. Months of extradition groundwork finally paying off. January 8, 2025. 6 a.m. Yerevan time. Armenian officers surround Betro's apartment complex. She answers in pajamas. 5 years of freedom ending in an instant. Aimee Betro, 45, arrested without resistance. Complete shock. She genuinely believed she had disappeared successfully. Extradition hearings swift. Armenian cooperation exemplary. January 15th. Under heavy guard, Betro boards chartered flight to London. The woman who thought she could commit attempted murder and vanish returns to face British justice. January 16th, London Gatwick. Private terminals. Media blackout. Direct transport to Birmingham, scene of her crime. January 17, 2025. Birmingham Magistrates Court. First time since September 2019 that Aimee Betro faces British justice. In the dock. A hair partially braided. A grey cardigan over grey top. A noticeably older but unmistakably the CCTV suspect. 3 charges. 1. Conspiracy to murder Sikandar Ali. 2. Possession of firearm with intent to cause fear. 3. Fraudulent evasion of ammunition import restrictions. Through solicitor Naz Baig, not guilty to all charges. Prosecutor Jonathan Purser. The defendant is a US national who came to the UK to play her part in this conspiracy, then left and had to be extradited from Armenia. The Crown says there's a real and considerable flight risk. District Judge John Bristow, no bail application considered. Remanded into custody. Trial date, July 21, 2025. The gun that jammed in September 2019 will finally have its day in court. A business dispute over broken windows. 14 months of planning. A jammed gun that saved a life. 5 years of hiding. Digital detective work that crossed continents. Justice delayed but not denied. This July, Birmingham Crown Court will answer questions that have haunted this case. Why did Aimee Betro agree to kill for strangers? How much was she paid? Was this her first attempt at murder, or just her first failure? The hitwoman in hijab thought she could point a gun at a man's head and disappear. She underestimated the digital age. She underestimated investigative journalism. She underestimated justice itself. Crime Scene Chronicles follows cases from beginning to end. Be there when justice finally arrives. Like and subscribe if you believe criminals can't hide forever. This is Crime Scene Chronicles. Justice never sleeps.